Right, so this morning we're going to be looking at the Fair Lady Works at Shuttles movement, because we'll skip ahead in the form, but we'll warm up for now. So have your feet. Oh, wait a minute, my feet aren't in shot. Hang on. That's better. Have your feet shoulder width apart. So yes, just because the other day someone was asking me about paying and how to pay. I've got a PayPal, and some people are paying me by PayPal. Basically, I'm leaving it up to the people who come to work out what they're paying, and then because my maths isn't great, so or some people send me a check in the post, and I'm very happy to do that because I've got a post office I can do that in, or some people do an online transfer. So yeah, so there we go. As long as I get paid, I don't really care, it's fine. So yeah, anyway, feel the ground under the feet, sink down and lengthen up through the backway point in the head. And as you're lengthening, you want to take this time to really pay attention to your postural alignment, so that you can really feel that you're kind of correctly stacked, your spine's correctly stacked on top of itself. You want your chin not too far forwards, not too far back. So I went to see my teachers on Zoom, obviously, on Tuesday. My teachers in Reading, Evan Karelka Scuba, and on Monday. And Eva was very particular about posture and alignment. And Karel was very emphatic about the embodied awareness. So I think what would be a nice theme for this morning class is just being really embodied in what you're doing, really aware of what's going on, and having good posture when you're doing it. So me and Mike, the head honcho of the school, will be going to online day meditation retreats. I've got one coming up at the end of the month, and just this consistent coming back to a good posture. It kind of reminds me of when the meditation instructor was saying about, well, get back to your chair and you can sit down and you're breathing, you're noticing things, and it just makes it yeah, I've been noticing it in the various music workshops I've been going to over lockdown. Just the better musicians are the ones that are very present when they're playing, and it's the same with dancers and yeah, this embodied awareness. So we're just going to turn, and I'll get to putting up all the classes and things up on the YouTube channel as soon as I can. I've been having rather a large number of Zoom meetings this week, so it's kind of, I'm going to have to wait to the weekends before I can put my videos up. But in the meantime, let's just focus on what you are sensing. So there's no right and wrong. It's just seeing how much information your sensory cells can process via the brain, you know. And we want happy knees. We want happy knees that are in line with the toes. Very good. So yeah, every time I go and see Corella, I always feel completely outclassed, and it's great because then you just think, okay, right, oh, what's really going on? What's really going on? Fabulous. Keep breathing some more. How would it? Okay, that isn't bad. I mean, yeah, right. Lengthen. Keep going, everybody. Lengthen more through your spines. Sink your hips. And relax your shoulders a bit more. So it's almost like this shoulder is maybe growing outwards slightly, and this one's growing outwards slightly. Let's okay, we'll come back to that in a minute. Let's do a few more, and then we'll do one of Eva's get your shoulder even more loose exercises, which I did on Tuesday, so it's relatively fresh. But I think especially for moves like Fair Lady works at Shuttles and the kicks, we'll have a look at the kicks today as well. You want nice, soft, floppy-fied arms and shoulders. Okay, let's just stop for a minute. This one is what I learnt from Eva. Well, we've been doing it a lot, and I'd forgotten about it. And it's a really nice exercise for just getting your arms. That softness you want. If you put your hand on your upper trapezius muscle and have a little feel. One thing you notice when you're stuck on Zoom all day or on computers, it can get a bit tight. My one's not so bad this morning, and then try the other one. And it's okay for it to be tight. You just notice that it's tight. When probably about 3 or 4 years ago now, Carell was trying to get us to relax round here, and round here. And then he went along the line, you know, this is pre-COVID, and we had to poke into his shoulder, and he said, oh, feel my shoulder. And it was really soft and squidgy, and it was very impressive because ours was all rock hard. Mine's all right. It's not as good as his, but, you know, he started Tai Chi when I was still a toddler, you know, so he's pretty good. But you really want to, but using your mind, if you use one thing I've learned in my online training is if you use your mind and you create the image, the physical manifestation and feeling of what you're doing actually changes. It's really similar to if you're singing a folk song and then you have a slight different inflection on the words, and then, you know, there's a lot of crossover between the creative and arts such as Tai Chi Chuan. So what we're going to do, we're going to check our vertical alignment. We're going to check our contact with the ground. Remember, we're drawing the toes in so that you activate the arches of the feet and you're nice and relaxed around the ankles. We want comfortable and content joints. Yeah. And then just go like that. So we're lengthening, and then there's a little bit of a fold here and there's a bit of a lengthen here. And then all she did was use her feet to just swing the arm. And this is passive. You can even do that on it. And just get it to swing. And we're breathing. So if you get in, if you're feeling very tight around here for any reason, this would be one of the things you can do. If that's too high, you can just do it more upright, and that's still just as good, but a little bit really getting the swing. And then you can go side to side. And then when you're at home practicing, in your home practice, you can have a play around with this. And then round and round. And I'm using my body and my waist slightly. I'm turning my waist slightly round around the other way, if you can work out how to do that. And then get back upright, and then try that forward and back, side, side. So I'm using my body, round and round, round and round. And just let that. Right, now stand upright and compare your arms. And just have a feel there and have a feel there. Might not be different, it might be different, but it feels different. We don't want to feel wonky, so we better do the other side, eh? So get your alignment first, and then it's a slight incline. She went quite big, but she was saying you can do little, vary the angle to whatever feels comfortable. So, and just, so I'm using, if you can see my other arm swinging, I'm using my feet as like little, I'm using the soles of my feet as little springs. And notice that ball and socket shoulder joint. That's it. And also we're breathing. We want to keep our breathing up. Yeah, we will get round to doing things, but it's just when I get shown a cool exercise from one of my teachers, it would be rude for me not to share with my students. It's just not, that wouldn't be right. Okay, and then and then just notice if you notice anything blocking the movement, and don't try and do anything about it. Just notice what's there. There you go, noticing what's there. And then we go that way. So I don't spend too long on this because obviously it's still a little bit of a strain. And then go the other way. And then I come upright, carry on with that. And then you can place your hand on your dantian to ensure that the waist is working while you're springing through your feet. Go the other way. Work our way backwards and then swing. So I'm using my body to move my arms, and then forwards and back. And then we can finish it off with that. There we go. So think contact with the feet, but also think of almost like melting the shoulders slightly. Melting the shoulders slightly so they're nice and, yeah, nice. Okay, so we've got more content shoulders now. So we'll go back to this one now, see if it's made a difference. So it's always worth returning to a move you were doing before the move you're just doing to test if it worked or not. You know, it's Tai Chi is an exploration. And I'll try not to spend too long. I would like to get to some form. Otherwise, we'll be here looking at principles and a shakeout. Marvelous. So tune into your springs. So another thing I remembered while I had a good training out in the garden the other day with all the birds singing, and it was quite good. But I did a good hour and a bit. But you want to think of the body, your muscles as soft and sinking, and that the bones are almost like they're packed with densely packed springs. So the support bones, there's this upward rising feeling and that are supportive, and the muscles just kind of are just hanging down and sinking, and you want to relax relax the muscles. There we go. But they're not losing their elasticity. They're still within the softness. There's still a springiness. Okay, well, we'll just tune into the spring. So I've seen when my little nieces was a little bit smaller, if you mention the word cake at them, they'd do this very move. Very good Tai Chi, fabulous. So, you know, relax, let go. Oh, sorry, you can't see through me. Let go in your lower back. Sorry about that. So that's the Ming Men point in the lower back. We're breathing. We're relaxed. Yeah, so, yeah, I thought I'd better warn you. I spent the evening I spent an evening, Tuesday evening, 8 till, we were supposed to finish at 9, but he went on till about 15:15 because Corel and time are quite fluid sometimes when he gets an idea. We basically did the Zhangzhong Chengbao exercise. We did standing for an hour and 10 minutes. We did one move. Apart from at the end when we did triple heater exercise. Apart from that, we did this one move for the entire class, and I really got into it. I was like, at no point in the class did I think, for goodness sake, aren't we going to do something else? Because what he was saying was just so interesting. Oh, it was brilliant. But I won't inflict that on you lot because, you know, I notice out of both of their classes, Eva's classes have about 15, 20 odd people in, sometimes 30 for her free ones. Corel's classes have 10 tops. So there's a lesson in that. I like my classes to be a bit inclusive. So you wanna really relax. Keep breathing. Fabulous. Okay, we'll change to we twizzle. That's a technical term around our elbow joint. So we got our shoulders nice and soft just now. See if you can get the muscles around your elbow joint just as soft. And also, I'll come a bit closer, opening the palms of the hands. Nice open feeling. Yeah, very nice. So if you notice, okay, just hold for a minute. If you notice, I'm doing this toddlers liking the idea of cake movement. And so it's almost like I'm about to sit down and I change my mind very quickly. And the drop and the bounce in the legs matches with the arms. So you're, rather than deliberately trying to coordinate, what you're doing is you're noticing the connection through the body so that it can coordinate without you having to get in the way of it. 9 o'clock in the morning and throwing stuff like that at you. How mean. So you're making like a W with your arms. And yeah, my friend Angus Clark in Devon, he's a wonderful Tai Chi instructor, lovely guy. We were at a seminar, Andrew Heckett's seminar together, and we were working as a pair because we basically did this move that you're doing now. We did it because I was chauffeur in chief. I did it from Wednesday until Sunday, pretty much. This one exercise, I still couldn't do it. And at one point, I was opposite Angus, he was opposite me, and we both went, whoa, and thought we were being really funny. And then Andrew was there like that, looking at us, and then we both went very quiet. Brilliant. So if that helps, it's a whoa shape. There we are. Now relax your shoulders a bit more. Okay, let's change to, I'll show from the front, this one, Master Chung's exercise. So this should be all nice and smooth now. We've been doing nice shoulder things. So I will try and remember, we'll maybe revisit this one next week in subatomic detail, because actually there's a lot going on in this one exercise. I've been trying to do it properly ever since Master Chung showed it to me in 2004. Oh my goodness. But he says it takes about 25 years before you know what you're doing. So I've got a few years left to try and get this movement right. But you just want to, again, you're using the momentum of the body, using the natural springs. Now, when he does it, he doesn't go up and down like I'm doing. He does it very smooth, and he goes 90%, 10%. show you that from the back view. Keep breathing. Okay, that's not bad, everybody. We will have a look at it separately though, because it is quite there's a lot going on, and sometimes it is good to just focus on the details. So we'll leave that to cook for another week. Oh. So I'm just tuning into my natural springs of my body. You want to feel that you're connected, coordinated, relaxed. But it's a relaxed attitude that contains alertness and presence. So yeah, sleepy tiger eyes. So I was out practicing yesterday, and there's this little cat, the one that brought a retired person, sort of, it got stuck in his kitchen, and out of the two creatures, well, this tiny little cat was a kitten, the cat won. Very impressive. I asked their owners, did it drag my neighbour through the cat flap? And they said almost. But she was out there while I was practicing and watching me, and really really very connected, and she really has the sleepy tiger eyes. It's very beautiful. So okay, and then we'll do this one. So we should be experts at this one now. That's much better, everybody. So yeah, teaching on Zoom, it's a bit like watching a moving L.S. Lowry painting, because you all look so tidgy, but you all look great. It's good. So use the springs in your feet. Remember, you're holding your feet as if standing on soft sand. Okay, really let go in that shoulder joint even more, and imagine someone's like gotten hold of your waist strand here, and they're doing this to help you out. That's it. Okay, now we'll change to wobbling. So wobbling, I've only been doing this exercise since about 2005. So so with a wobbling, you can do a big, slow one, and I'm sinking my hips, and my knees are in line. There's my knees; they're in line with my toes. Or you can do a fast, small one, and then you're almost like buzzing. And when I was first introduced to this exercise in 2005, he used to do like different gears. He'd have different speeds. So he'd say, this is like gear 1, and this is 4, and this is 6. And then he says, if you hit level 10, you vanish. So I always struck me as rather funny. So it's like, and then you can really feel your connections. And we did this, and then again, because it was Corral, and he likes to explore a singular idea to the nth degree. We did this for about an hour and a quarter. And when I stopped, I felt very relieved, but at the same time, I noticed my stomach muscles were feeling kind of toned and my legs really ached. So, because I was activating my postural mode of action, of muscle action. And we often don't stand around long enough for our postural muscles to get much of a look in because we're always in a hurry. There we go. Shake out. Okay, so Dragon serves teacups. I will be doing a little tutorial on Dragon serves teacups because I realise some people have come in a bit newer and won't have seen it, and I'll try and I'll sort that out, maybe outdoors if the sun permits. Okay, 1, we'll do 10. 2. So the idea, if you want, you can use a cup of tea. 3, 4. That's it. It's a really good one for the shoulder, and it's really good for the brain. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shake out. So I'll just have a sip of tea. So yeah, in yesterday's afternoon class, I was saying that, you know, Dragon serves teacups. If you have a cup of tea in your hand, you're not supposed to spill the tea. And then I proceeded to spill my tea on the floor. So I won't be doing that again. I should have used Cadbury's cream eggs like Matthew does. But if I use an empty cup, just for demonstrative purposes, so have a watch. 1, see? And I mean, maybe if it was full, I'd have spilt it a bit there. But the idea is you keep your palm up. You keep your palm up. So you need to shape the body and turn the waist so that you're, there you go. And then next time, you know, when we've all been vaccinated and we can have people round for actual tea rather than Zoom tea. One of my friends, we normally used to meet in a cafe every 2 or 3 weeks and have a cup of tea. But because we're being sensible, we went, right, let's do this on Zoom. So we have Zoom cafe. But, you know, next time you're having a friend round for tea and you can go, what would you like in your tea? Right, here you go. Brilliant, see? It's all good. Fabulous. Right, let's do this and then we'll... Okay, I spent longer on loosening than I'd anticipated. Oh, I can tell I've been hanging out with Carell. He's fabulous. Really, really good guy. Go the other way. So we want to relax remember we're relaxing our backs and we're just, it's almost like you're slightly melting. Yeah, and just give yourselves lots of space. So, right, we'll do some Qigong and then we're going to have a look at, I'll just give you a little preview. So after you've done your fan through, hang on a minute. Yeah, after you've done your golden cockerel stands on, I'll do it the normal way. Stands on right leg. You go into Fair Lady Works at Shuttles. So you go 1, 2. I'll work out the way it is when I'm doing the mirror. 3, 4. So it's quite good to spend a little bit of time on Fair Lady as a almost like a standing and a health exercise, really, just so we get the structure correct. We get our structure correct, because then from that, if you get the correct structure and alignment, then the energy flows in an unimpeded manner. So we're about, you know, getting the chi flowing correctly. So talking of which, let's just, okay, and just come back to your breathing. Come back to that quiet, calm space. Gather round and So yeah, in this more advanced class, I would like to resurrect the standing exercises as well. Yeah, if you get a chance and you want to do a double whammy of 24 step, I have got my Monday evening class 5 till 6:30, so it's not too late. It's not too late, and that can be quite useful because we have an hour and a half, and I tend to do a lot less in that one over a longer period of time. So each class is slightly different. So tune in to that quiet space. Quiet, calm, and very clear. That's it. So if you have a look from the side, you can carry on or you can stop and watch. I'm happy with either. Actually, I'll do it from the diagonal. If you have a look at my elbows, what I'm doing is I'm having my elbows going out a bit, and then almost like, and there's this almost like I've got a column that or a nice column or a that I'm just gently stroking. I was actually thinking of a cat scratching pose because I know over the cat, and I was just, yeah. So and then it turns around, and then as I push down, my fingers, my elbows slightly come in, but my elbows are out. That's a bit exaggerated, actually. That's a little bit exaggerated, but this feeling of intention forward in the elbow, and imagine your elbows is filled with a very light type of air or helium. Well, the helium's a pollutant, so an equivalent non-polluting. There we go. And you still want to keep your shoulders down. So someone's pressing on your shoulders. Let's just do this for a bit. So yeah, the more I hang out with Carell, the more I'm getting into the quality and the quality of the movement, and you know, if it's working or not. Is the movement correct? So you want to feel that you've got lots of space. So if you feel that there's a part of the body that's a little bit impeded or a little bit congested or something, see if you can have a little bit wiggle round and create some more space. Rooting down. Right, philosophy over. Let's change exercise. Yeah. So doing Tai Chi does actively work the parts of the brain that are to do with the creativity. Mark Peters, the head honcho of the Tai Chi Union, Tai Chi and Qigong Union of Great Britain, that he's always putting out studies of how Tai Chi affects the brain and how Tai Chi is good for arthritis and all that kind of stuff. So it is an active way of giving your prefrontal cortex a workout. There we go. So we're just breathing in, breathing out. Okay, we'll do a few more like this. Do two more. And then relax. Okay, now we're going to add our imaginary rubber bands. So I'll come a little closer. You've got a rubber band a big thick rubber band. It's just attached itself to the fingers. It's running down the arm. It's running down the side of the body to underneath the foot. And then, so you're not lopsided, you add another rubber band, and imagine a rubber band. It's big, thick, but not too wide rubber band, but not too thick, and down to the underside of the foot. So it's like, okay. Now try doing the exercise with your imaginary rubber bands. So as you come up, there's a stretch in the rubber band, and then it pulls your arms down for you without much effort. Again, sink the hips, lengthen through the spine. Postural principles still apply. Sink the hips, sink the shoulders. Sleepy tiger eyes. So eyes like a sleepy tiger, relaxed but alert. And still kind of peaceful, nice and peaceful. That looks lovely, everybody. Wow, look at that. Noticing the breath. Just allow the breath to move in and out naturally, natural breathing. Okay, really let the arms go. Just let them hang by the side. Just take this time just to check the posture. And we'll do part the clouds. So, yeah, Fair Lady Works at Shuttles is a little tricky. So we get the structure correct, and then we'll very slowly, while we are barely noticing, we'll be looking at the stepping for it, because there's quite a few potentials for unclearness within that move. So it's worth spending a bit of time. So in a roundabout way, we are doing it. It's just about. I'm getting more and more into getting the setup correct. There you go. That's my excuse. Nice. Rounded shape. There we are. Sink the hips. Open the back. Open your Ming Men point, the gate of life. So this area, the gate of life. Oh, we're all breathing. Fabulous. Okay, and relax. Right, let's do Dragon Plucks the Stars from the Sky, because I just love that name. And it's a really good one. Keep going. I'm going to adjust the thing. You all know what you're doing. You all know what you're doing. Right. I'll do the other arm quickly. Seamless. There you go. Now my hand's not being obscured by the top of the screen. Yeah. So I am hoping when I can actually book somewhere to live broadcast from that's a bit bigger, I won't need to keep flipping my laptop lid. But never mind. So you just want to take your time. So you get in the shoulder. You've got the lovely ball and socket joint. You're pulling down. It's all lovely and soft. Let the arm go. Okay, that was so nice. We're going to do one more each side. Again, you're moving from a calm, quiet place of stillness. White crane spreads its wings. Health exercise. So you're going into cat stance like this, and then it lets go, and there's a slight inclination forward, and you have 20% of the weight in the front foot. 1, 2, 3. I will have to flip this. Sorry about that. Otherwise, you're missing the top of me. You're missing me toes. You need to see me toes. There we are. That's it. So there's this real, if I show you from the side, and it kind of comes down like that. My friend, training buddy in Newcastle, Ferris Sturgis, he knows lots about martial applications of things. And I said, why does it do that? Which was a very foolish question to ask, because he actually showed me. And he got me to hold a pad against my chest, and he went, bang! I flew backwards, so I found out why. So this, going from 100% to 20%, is enough to generate a lot of bang, quite a lot of welly there. So just to... Very impressive. I mean, I'm not doing it justice, but I was even skinnier back then. So I flew. I flew. It's like, wow. But thankfully, he put a crash mat against the wall. Wow. But he's been to China, though. So and train with the masters. So there you go. Keep breathing. That's not bad. So it comes up. Okay, have a little look. So in the context of the form, if I just, I'll do it mirror. I'll do it mirror. So we've done our last part of the wild horse's mane. And then I'll come back a bit because my feet will go out of shot. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it goes into brush, knee, and push. So that's what you're doing when you're doing the what white crane spreads its wings. So now that's the other thing you want to think about when you're doing the white crane. Oh yeah, we better have a water break, everybody, otherwise I get told off by Simon Hannah. So the moves, all the moves of Tai Chi have names, and within those names you get an image. You get an image. Hang on, let me just move my clock. And so the white crane spreads its wings. So I don't know if you've watched. I've seen storks and I've seen spoonbills, and egrets and grey herons, and all those types of birds have got something very, especially grey herons, in common, in that they'll be really still, and when they move, there's this kind of unhurried. They look unhurried and they look very elegant, and there's this real stillness and quietness in how they move. I think it's because they're after things in the mud. So if they move too fast, whatever's in there would sense it and run away. So I think it's probably to do with something quite unpleasant. But when you're doing the white crane, you want to really tune into that stillness and think about one thing Carell does. He actually likes to watch the animals on the documentaries, especially if it's an animal in a move that he's learning. So you can have a look. And think about this real quiet, almost regal. They're almost regal. So let's go back to it. Nice. Yeah, that's much better, everybody. Fabulous. So I saw my singing teacher on Wednesday, and she was saying, think about the words and what the story is. This is the same kind of thing. What white crane spreads its wings. So it comes up like this. If you look at the hand, it comes up like that. Actually, let's just do that as a little exercise. 1, 2. So you're feeling there's almost like a stretch going here. The stretch, and then it releases. But we'll just do the stretch. And a rising up. This tallness through the body. And once more, we're feeling great. Right, we'll let that cook. Let's do some kicking. So, demonstration. Sorry, I'll do the demonstration first, and then we'll join in the chorus after. So it's like being at the folk club. So this is the chorus. Goes like this. There we go. If you don't want to kick as high as me, I've been doing stretching with Barry. I went to his horrible o'clock at 7 o'clock on the Tuesday morning stretching class. It was wonderful. You can do it low as well. And like the crane, you want to keep your body really still. So it's not kick with right leg and kick with left leg and fall over. It's kick with right leg and kick with left leg. And you want to so you have your hips level, you have your shoulders level, and you're holding with your feet. So you're still holding with the feet. And also, for these sorts of exercises, you might want to practice on uneven ground. So I've got a garden out there, and it's all really muddy, and the mud's a bit all churned up because it's been raining. And trying to do this on a wonky mud, it's quite interesting. Beautiful, everyone. So, okay, we'll let that cook for a bit. The other thing is when you're doing online learning, you've actually got an advantage because you can orientate your directions. So front, back, side, corners. So when I do the kick, all the teachers do it different. I think Mike is a bit less fussy about where his arms are when he does the kick, whereas my first teacher was Ed Hines, and he's living in France now. Brilliant gold medalist forms champ, and he's a fighter as well. And so I have the hand along the same direction as the leg, and I use my screen to orientate the arm so that it knows where it is and keep my shoulder open. And then when the counterbalance arm, I go out to the side. So it's either this leg, this arm, this side. So it forms this. But so if you can look, I'm really particular and consistent where my arms go. Like that. Yeah. So just a little teaching point. Oh, okay. Let's do wave hands like clouds as a little health exercise, just to get our waists working again. And then we'll go from that to Fair Lady, as promised. God, it's like waiting for Godot, isn't it, today? Goodness me, keep going. It's one of my... Yeah, I was really, when I saw it for the first time, I was really annoyed they never got to meet him. I was like, no. We did it at school, and it was. There we go. You want to sink down. That's it. So again, you want your arms to be not in a hurry. You're thinking about what you're doing. So think about that crane on over the cat. She's a real. I'm really worried about the poor little baby birdie. She's proper, you know. If she's done that with a pensioner, what on earth she can? Anyway, but there's this quietness. You're exploring this quietness. And your arms are very soft and light. So Master Fred Howe, who is wonderful. I did a push hands day with him, and he was amazing. And hopefully, when all this is over, he'll come back from Taiwan and impress us some more with these lovely, lovely movements. Had a shake, a tremor. I think he had Parkinson's or some sort of a thing, and he still looked great when he did his Tai Chi, and really solid. But he says heavy is as Mother Earth, soft as water, light as air. There you go. And when he said it, we were all like, wow. It sounded like the most wisest and profoundest thing I'd ever heard. I mean, it was just amazing. But when I say it, I just haven't got his gravitas. It's really sad, but there you go. But yeah, so the waist and the arms, you want to be soft and light. Soft and light. That's it. Lighter in the arms. Okay, right. Now we go to here. Now, what we'll do is we'll just go along the diagonals. We won't for now, but you want to have a narrower than usual bow and arrow stance. Shoulder, arm, hand. Actually, what I'll do is I'll show that from the side because that's possibly easier to see what I'm doing. And I will also show you from the front. So if you notice, my bottom hand is further, slightly in front of the top hand. Have a look from the front, like this. Now look at where, come to the front. Now match up what I'm doing so that the top of my fingers is just underneath my chin, and the top of my hand is over my head, and there's a diagonal slope. And I've got a bend. So this isn't like, it's like, and tall. So imagine, you've got an elephant running towards you, and you're so correct in the posture, it can't move. There you go. Right. Try that the other side. Have a little shake out, because holding postures, it's a great way of learning a movement, but it is a little character building, isn't it? So we'll get into I'll do it from the diagonal. Now you all know what he's doing. So nice and tall, nice posture, posture, posture. I'm so glad we actually got to doing this movement. Otherwise, sink down, show from the front. It's also called Jade Maiden, works at Shuttles. And I also know it's Four Corners. Fair lady works at Shuttles. So imagine you're all fair ladies, even if you're men, Right, let's do a few more. Hold the ball first. So it's shoulder, elbow, hand, foot. And that's it. The fourth movement, I turn my back foot in to give this a bit more oomph. And then just hold the ball, step. Fair lady works at Shuttles. Turn the foot in. And sink down. You want to feel really solid. Really solid. That's it. Okay, let's just put it into context. What we're going to do is I'll mirror, and yeah, So golden cockle stands on left leg, hold the ball, step, heel toe, 2, 3, 4. So we'll do that 3 times, and then we'll do that the other side 3 times. And oh yikes, we better stop because we needed at least another 3 hours. Really sorry about that. I did my best. Golden cockerel stands on left leg. We'll do it twice each, so we're not wonky. Like this. Step, heel, toe. Think about the crane walking. The fair lady works her shoulder, elbow and arm. Turn the foot in. And look like you mean it. Imagine it's a tough fair lady that's a bit grr. There we are. Right, now we're going to do that the other side, even though that doesn't happen in the form. It's just so we're not wonky. So golden cockerel stands on right leg. Now notice my toes are pointing the way they do it in this school, although I actually have different ways of practicing it. The toes point forward, hold the ball, put the foot like this, so the hip is turned out. Well, we'll look at this next week. There's no hurry. Heel, toe, shoulder, elbow, hand, foot. Sleepy tiger eyes. Bit like you're a librarian and there's some 15-year-olds and they're chewing gum and being a bit noisy, and you just look at them and then they put it in the bin and then sit quietly. I've seen it. It's really impressive. So, fair lady works at Shuttles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Finally, we actually got to do some Tai Chi. So have a little shake out. Well done, everyone. Thank you for indulging me. Let's just... So yeah, wherever, you know, if I do get this class at some point back to the Paradise Centre, I will be continuing the Zoom element. One more. Embrace the tiger. Return to the mountain. So you're embracing the tiger, returning to the mountain, your quiet, calm place of stillness, resilience, and clarity. Okay, we better check it works this morning. So what I learnt from Master Chung, rub the hands together, polishing the face. So this helps you to look younger. Very good, everybody. Rub the hands together again. And give the lower back a rub. Oh, lovely. And that one apparently helps you to live longer. So, no idea. It feels nice anyway, you know. Check your posture. Take a couple of slow, deep breaths. One more, embrace tiger. Take a fist of the right hand, left hand over the top, feet together, and bow. Yeah. Good. Yeah, well done, everybody. You all look fab. You've all passed the audition. Yeah. Fabulous.